y'all, it's Casey with Russo Resells. Welcome back or welcome to This What Sold if you are new here. My name is Casey. I am a full-time online reseller on platforms such as eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and Curtsy. I always forget to mention that I am a seller on Curtsy because I only have about a handful of orders on there every month, but in This What Sold we have one of those, so very excited for that. Yesterday we left off on Tuesday, November 11th, and after we left off I had 3 more sales, and then it is only 9:30 in the morning today, Wednesday, November 12th, and I've already had 2 sales. So we are going to go ahead and walk through those so I can get all of our orders packed up and shipped off. I still have yesterday's orders here with me because yesterday was Veterans Day and I believe the post office was closed. If it wasn't, then I totally missed my opportunity to drop those off, but no worries, I'll go ahead and drop them off today. So the first item to start us off today is this really cute vintage Free People. It is this 100% merino wool little Argyle holiday sweater. It is absolutely incredible. It has no wash wear. It doesn't have any holes or stains. It was washed though, I do believe, because it does feel a little shrunken, and I did go ahead and mention that in the listing. So I had a lot of interest on this, especially on Curtsy, which is great because that's where it's sold. I had it listed for $28 and a buyer came in and offered me the full $28 if I gave her free shipping, which I did accept. The free shipping fee was $7.95. My fees to Curtsy were $3.21, which left me with a total profit of $16.84. And I believe I got that at a $2.99 Salvation Army sale, which is incredible. This next piece I also got at a $2.99 Salvation Army sale. It is Led Zeppelin. It is this really cute charcoal crew neck pullover. I love these graphics. They sell really well for me. And I got that little tip to always pick these up from McThriftsy, which she has an incredible channel, and I definitely look forward to her videos every week. So I had that listed on Poshmark for $25 and a buyer offered me $18, which I did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $3.60, which left me with a total profit of $14.40. Making over $10 in profit on those type of items is very great, right in my wheelhouse, works for my business, and I hope that that gives you a little knowledge or a little insight into my business, especially if you pick something like that up from the bins like McThriftsy does. She does the $2 day at her thrift center outlet, and then she does the bins. It just is a common sense item to pick up to fill in your closet. And speaking of that, I actually bought I want to say a Pink Floyd, I'll pop it up right here, a Pink Floyd t-shirt that she had listed in her closet with a couple other items. So definitely a great filler item if you are at the bins and you happen to stumble across one of those. Tangent aside, I swear I could just sit here and talk all day, but for the sake of you guys in the video, I will not. The last item to sell yesterday is also a sweater. So we had 3 sweaters sell yesterday. It is by Spiritual Gangster, and I always pick this up if it is a good price, and I did get this also at a $2.99 Salvation Army sale. It does say right there, Spiritual Gangster, and it is like this wash maroon color, and it says Be the Light on the back. This too, I had a lot of interest on, and I marked it on eBay for $24.99 plus $10 ship. A buyer sent me an offer of $15 plus $10 ship. And because I've almost had this for, I want to say over 90 days, and I only got it for $2.99, I did accept that offer. So they paid an even $25. It cost me $7.45 to ship. My fees to eBay were $3.80, and that left me with a total profit of $13.75. Now, the first item to sell this morning are these Banana Republic. And I did show these in one of my bins hauls. They are new with tags, but they are a size 0 petite. So I knew I had to price them very aggressively to sell. So they are this beautiful blue pair of slacks, which I absolutely love. And I know that a lot of people in the bins probably passed on these because of the size, but that definitely didn't deter me because I probably only have $2 into those, and they are new with tags. So I went ahead and priced them on Poshmark for $28, and a buyer offered me $19, and because I only paid $2 for them, I decided to accept, and because of the small size. So my fees to Poshmark were $3.80, and I turned $2 into $15.20, which I will do all day long. Now, the last item to sell this morning was actually a full price sell on Poshmark. So I haven't pulled it yet because it hasn't even been an hour. And if you're new to Poshmark, you have to wait 3 hours for a full price sale to go through because they have a 3-hour grace period to cancel. So I will let you know on the screen if they ended up going through with the sale or canceling, and I will also put a screenshot of this amazing item. So this was a year or two ago. I got this item at a Once Upon a Child near me. Actually, it's probably an hour away from me. And during that time, I would get a lot of items from the bins, and I would go to Once Upon a Child, a lot of children's clothing from the bins, and I would turn them in, get that money, and buy something else in the store. And that happened to be one of these items. So this item was priced around $20 to $30 at Once Upon a Child. I did use credit, but for the sake of the video, let's just say I have about $20 to $30 into it. And I lowered the price down to $54. I believe I had it priced at $60. And a few months ago, I dropped all of my prices by 10% in my closet. So that was $54. And a buyer came in this morning and paid full price, which we love. It is, I didn't even say the item. I'm so sorry. It is this new with tags, like color block. It is a black tan puffer hooded jacket. It is so adorable, so fitting for the holiday. I really do hope that someone is giving this as a gift for Christmas. And so my fees to Poshmark were $10.80, and I turned $30 into $43.20. Very, very happy that that sold because that is another item I was thinking about taking back to the same Once Upon a Child that I bought it at because it has been listed for over a year and I'm just ready to get rid of it. But as you can tell, a lot of my coats sold, a lot of my coats and sweaters, and that is definitely the trend for this video. So if you have coats, sweaters, outdoor gear, etc. in your money pile, go ahead and get that up and listed because they are selling and they are selling fast. Hopefully I'll be back tomorrow or the next day to show you all what else sells, and I hope that you guys are having amazing sales too. Hi y'all, it is now the next day, Thursday, November 13th, and when we left off yesterday, Wednesday, November 12th, I had 3 more sales. It is only about 9:30 in the morning today, and I've had 1 sale, so I do want to show you guys those. Unfortunately, with Poshmark and eBay, they have both been very slow for me. Poshmark has finally lifted its 7-day ban from me listing today, so I have a lot of work to catch up on over there. And unfortunately, on eBay yesterday, I had to report a buyer for basically having false information in a return request. And I do think I will be doing a separate video on my negative feedbacks. I think I've had 6 in a year, which is pretty good because I've sold over 1,000 items. And I do want to put out that video because I do think that eBay protects its buyers over its sellers way more often, and it is just not fair to us. And I've been seeing a lot of other videos from YouTubers basically about the new eBay promoted listings fiasco that's going to be dropping in January. And I do have some words about that also, but basically I'm just not going to be promoting my listings anymore. I think that as sellers, we already pay a store subscription and we buy their products like their poly mailers, so on and so forth. And they're basically robbing us by using their platform. And unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of other sellers go to different platforms, which is something that eBay definitely has to think about if they do end up rolling that out. But I don't think I'm going to be touching on that. I think I want to go through my negative feedbacks because they are obviously inevitable, but the 6 that I have are kind of silly, so that's why I want to go through them. I did take a lot of tips and tricks from Kathy over on Ginger Marvin on how to kind of navigate those. Sorry, that was weird. Kind of navigate those, and it's been very helpful. So definitely leave some comments down below and how you navigate those yourself. Enough chatting, let's go ahead and get into these sales. The first sale that we had go through yesterday is a consignment sale. It is by Vince Camuto, and it is this beautiful holiday red knit sweater. Vince Camuto definitely does not have a great resale value, but it does retail for a pretty penny. And my stepmom actually had 3 of those, and that is the second to sell. So I had that listed on Poshmark for $20. My Posher VA sent out a $16 offer to likers, and one of the likers countered with a $12 offer, which I did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $2.95, and my stepmom left with $9.05. My dad is my photographer, so anything that he or my stepmom wants me to sell, I just give them the full profit because he does help me out quite a bit. Now, the next item to sell is so cute. It is this Hannah Anderson. It is this really cute rocket ship top. And I think they might be a pajama set, that or a play set. I think that a kid could wear these out anywhere, and these cute little bottoms. I did get these at a Once Upon a Child in Oklahoma when I was visiting my brother and his family, and I listed these on Poshmark for $28. I received an offer of $20, which I did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $4, and that left me with a profit of $16. So I did have, I don't know if I mentioned, $10 into those. So making a $6 profit is okay. I did actually spend quite a bit of money there because I was getting items for my niece and nephews there. So $6 going back to pay for something for them is great. I'm very happy to do so. Last item to sell, it actually sold late last night while I was sleeping, is this Crest toothpaste. It is one of my couponing items, and if you're new here, I get all of my toothpaste and toothbrushes for free when I'm couponing. So I put that up on eBay for $9.99 plus free shipping. A buyer came in and paid full price. It cost me $4.46 to ship. My fees to eBay were $1.79, and that left me with a profit of $3.74, which goes right back into my couponing fund. Very happy with that. Now, the first and hopefully not last item to sell this morning is this Blooming & Co. It is the cutest vintage collar sweater. Let me fix the collar so you guys can see the full effect of it. It is so cute. It has all of these golf clubs and golf balls with bows on it and the tees. I just thought this was so dainty, so cute, and for $2.99 at a $2.99 Salvation Army sale, I could not pass it up. So I posted this on Poshmark for $25. I was offered $18 from a buyer, which I did accept. My fees were $3.60 to Poshmark, which left me with a total profit of $14.40. very happy to see that item sell. It is actually going to San Diego, California, so I am hopeful that the person that buys it is going to wear it for maybe like a little golf tournament or something. I think it is so cute, so adorable. Now, this ends the what sold video for this time around. I hope you guys are having fantastic thrifting and fantastic sales. Until next time, my friends. Bye.